I've seen the future.
Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. Welcome to this week's Universal Energy Forecast, the Oracle card reading and lesson for all of us for the week of June the 25th. And we have just come through the summer solstice and gotten a chance of also feeling the pretty crazy shadow period before the Mars retrograde that starts tomorrow. So it starts on June 26th. So for the next 6 weeks, we have to be really careful. Mars retrograde asks us to get really introspective and watch our reactions. We have to be very, very careful. Mars is a fiery planet of war. So in your own individual lives, in our collective lives, we have to catch and watch our behavior and our reactions to things when we get triggered. So the reason I brought that up is because this reading is under the same umbrella. So whatever this reading is going to talk about, all of us are being affected by the same elements. And so if you want your unique reading, then what you're going to do is after you hear this one, you're going to go to my website, ColetteBaronReid.com/pick. And you're going to pick your individual cards for the week from any one of the decks that are there for you to try. So that's free. You can just do that for free. So these 4 cards, recognizing that there's some astrology, look it up online. There's tons of great astrologers that have written articles about Mars retrograde and why we all need to pay attention. And let's go to this reading now. This is Wisdom of the Oracle. This is the Oracle card deck that I teach with in Oracle School. So let's look at the first card. The first card is Serendipity, and Serendipity is our anchor card. The anchor card tells us more about the theme, the overarching theme of the rest of the cards, and each one of the cards that follow the first card gives us more information about that one. So Serendipity is a beautiful card because it tells us about opportunity. Now, the rest of these cards will tell us what kind of opportunity. But when serendipity shows up, it means that even the more difficult experiences, the more painful things that we bump up against, and they're always going to come from not just the external world where we think things are going on that are not in alignment with our ideas, or terrible things do happen in the world. So it's more about ourselves, our internal selves, and how we respond and react. And so this is saying this is a really good opportunity right now to observe oneself. It's also opportunity for positive things to happen too. It's not just negatives. If we're only going to focus on what's not there or what's been done to us, etc., we won't get a chance to see all the beauty and magic and amazing things that are there too. So remember, where our attention goes, energy flows, and then we see more of the same. So this is reminding us about the beauty in the world and the opportunities in the world, and the gift inside the more difficult situations. Unfinished Symphony is the next card, and that tells us about what kind of serendipitous opportunities are going to come to us. And these are things that are unfinished. And retrograde periods, by the way, too, are all about looking at things that you haven't completed. Also, ways in which you may have not dealt with your, unprocessed wounds from the past, or in fact, projects even. So it doesn't even have to be emotional or psycho-spiritual, it's actually stuff. So you go over things similar to a Mercury retrograde, which is about thinking, etc., and communication. This is really about action and being in alignment with that, the way in which you want to express yourself authentically in the world. So it's a great way to edit things, go over them, etc. So Unfinished Symphony says we're not done. And we're going to get an opportunity to see where we're not done and what we need to heal. Now, the next card is really important. I am going to read it to you because I think mending and protection speaks a lot to what's going on globally, and we can't pretend that we're living in a bubble and everything is great and we're manifesting fabulous realities all the time. We still have to do that within the larger cultural story, right? We all exist inside a bigger story. So I want to read this card to you because I think it's so beautiful. I know what it means. I don't have to read it to you, but I think reading it is special today because it really is talking about the heartbreak that is happening to everybody around the world right now. But also, when something that you wanted so badly and you didn't get, or you projected onto an idea or an expectation that something was going to go a certain way, this is also asking us to look at that, because remember, it's a retrograde, it's about unfinished symphony, so even if it's not happening now, it's asking you to look at the past, about loss. So it says, heartbreak is a strange healer of souls. Our grief strips away our masks and loosens our tight hold on our separateness, where we view ourselves as I and the world as it. Loss allows us to see ourselves as part of a larger scheme, opening us up to sympathy, empathy, and dependence on others in the moment when we can't hold ourselves together. And it leads us to become one with the greater whole again. Pain and suffering is part of life, and none of us will be immune to it. Can you view this loss, this pain, this dissonance as a way back to source? Let your sorrow break your heart wide open. You will never be left behind. You are loved now more than ever by Spirit, who does not want you to feel alone. One day you will look back and know this truth. And where we land is home. So I think, again, this is the general reading for everybody and the energy, the global energy for the week. For those of you who are watching, of course, this applies to you if you're seeing this. So what is it that we need an opportunity to heal in our lifetime? What is it in the outer world that triggered us to look at things that began in the past? Because that's what this is about. Unfinished Symphony relates to the past. So what happened back then that triggered us now, that allows us to be in a place where we can really open ourselves up to heal the original wound and not the ones that we project that come from that? And that's really key right now. And home is really where we all want to be. We want to be comfortable in our own skins. We want to land somewhere. We want to land somewhere that's safe, that's prosperous, that's meaningful. And the way we do that is by sharing. And that's the thing about serendipity. The serendipity card is also about sharing good fortune with others. So help where you can, and look at yourself with a greater depth around your behavior. And again, we're all doing it. I'm doing it too. You know, where do we need to heal, and where do we expect to bump up, and how can we change that? So this is a great reading for this week. It's a little heavy, but also remembering that serendipity is a really positive sign that even if things seem temporarily askew, they'll get back into alignment. And forgiveness is going to be a really big core piece this week. Love you all. I'm so excited that you're here. You're coming to my website. It's ColetteBaron-Reid.com/pick. So many of you are coming to the website and telling us about your cards, and I cannot thank you enough for all the positive reinforcement that you're getting for you. And that's really what this is all about, because I do this for you. See you next time. Until then, love you so much. And remember, Mars retrograde's a tough time, so 24 hours a day, stay in it, stay as neutral as you can, and be willing to look at yourself. And that's all that is being required of us right now, and compassion's gotta come. Compassion and kindness. Mwah. Love you. And if you like this video, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. And if you think that this is gonna help them, and don't forget to go to ColetteBaron-Reid.com/pick to get your personal cards. And it's always really good at the end of the week to look back over the 7 cards and they go, whoa, I get it, the theme, because sometimes when we hear the theme, we think it means one thing when actually it applies to us in a different way, and we figure that out sometimes midweek or at the end. So we'd love to hear from you about that. Take care. Love you all.
I've seen the future. It's beautiful.